welcome to Mobile Musings. I'm Sierra Madro. Today we're talking the brand new Microsoft Office for iPad release that just came out today. I'm really excited that finally we're getting the full Microsoft Office experience on our portable devices. This is what we've all been waiting for. I've done a quick review of Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint using both the free version that you don't have to have a subscription for, as well as using the Office 365 subscription. Now, if you're using the free version, then all you can do is view documents. You can also play PowerPoint presentations, but that's it. To get the full editing capabilities, you have to have an Office 365 subscription. That ranges for a personal subscription from $9.99 a month to $99 a year if you want to commit to a full year up front. There are business plans available as well if you plan on sharing the documentation across multiple people. Now, let's get a quick look at what these look like on Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. I have installed Word, PowerPoint, and Excel on my iPad mini. We're going to check out how each of them work. Let's start with Word. I have not signed in to Office 365, so this is exactly what you would expect if you were using this merely to view documentation. To get information on here, I've had to sync my iPad with iTunes and then copy on documents manually. I put on a few documents here, and the big thing to note is that they actually look exactly like they look on my Mac. So I can see the pictures, they're formatted exactly the same way. If I go back to a different document, this is my Speaker One sheet, which is fairly heavily formatted. It's got borders, it's got pictures, the spacing is extremely constrained. And as you can see, it looks exactly the way that it ought to look here within Word on my iPad. Now I'm going to go into PowerPoint. And this is a presentation that I had done for another client. And again, the slides look exactly the way that they ought to. With the free version of PowerPoint, you are able still to do slideshows. So if you start a slideshow, you even get the same builds that you would be getting. So as you can see, this does a great job of actually viewing slides. The same is true on Excel. Great job viewing documents. So let's get signed in to Office 365 and see how it looks when you're actually trying to edit these documents. Now I'm back in Microsoft Word, and you can see that I've actually signed in here. I see the same list of new documents, and now I'm actually able to go into these and create a new document. So I can come in and actually start typing, and when I go to save this, it actually will allow me to save. And Autosave is turned on right now. If I try to go back, it's going to ask me for a document and where I want to save it. I can either save it here on my iPad, or I can save it on my Microsoft OneDrive. You can also add a place, which is different types of OneDrives or SharePoint sites. It doesn't actually connect to any of the other storage solutions like Dropbox or Box.com or any of those. So I'm going to save this on my OneDrive. So now when I go to open documents, it automatically wants to open documents off my OneDrive, but I still have options of opening the same documents from my iPad that I had before. If I go to recent documents, it will allow me to see all of the documents that I've opened recently. You can also pin a document to your recent list. So if it's a document you expect to be opening on a regular basis, then you can pin that and say, that's one that I want always to be on the list. Now, going over to PowerPoint, if I want to start a new presentation here on PowerPoint, then you can see that you have a much different bar at the top than what you're probably used to using Office on other types on regular laptops. But most of the things that you're really accustomed to are still going to be there for you to be able to insert and change. So if I type something here, then new slide ends up going the same exact way you would. You can choose what kind of slide format, and this should really look very familiar to anyone who has used Office documentation in the past. So we're going to put in a standard type of slide here, slide with content. And again, it's got the same kind of format that you would expect. You can type in your title and type in your text. You can do slide transitions as well. So if you want to do a transition between your slides, you can, let's do one interesting. We'll do a fracture. And we'll apply that to all slides. So now if I go into the slideshow, I can go from the start. And again, you have those transitions just like you would expect. Now going into Excel, Excel obviously has the same similar kind of look to the other applications in the Office suite. And when you open up a new template, it works exactly the way that you would expect. If you're opening an existing document, these all look exactly the way that you would expect as well. I haven't seen anything that I would want to do on my desktop that I haven't been able to do in my iPad. So it's really worth considering a full-up paid subscription to Office 365 if you see yourself using the full editing capabilities on a regular basis. You can, on the Microsoft website, you can get a free 1-month trial period for Office 365. This will give you the opportunity to try out the full features of all 3 applications and see if this is really something that's going to work well for you. Give it a try. I'd love to know what your experiences are using the brand new Microsoft Office for iPad.